Welcome to lesson 2. In my last lesson, that is lesson 1, I showed you guys how to install Kali Linux in VirtualBox. In this lesson, I will talk about basic Kali Linux command. First, you have to open a terminal to go to the command line. First, by right clicking, we can go here and click on open in terminal to open a terminal, or else we can go at the top left and click terminal to open a new terminal. This hash sign shows that this is a root user. If it is a dollar sign, then you will know that you are a normal user with less privilege. In Kali Linux, all programs, if you want to install something, you need root privilege. You have to be a root user. Otherwise, you have to type sudo and then the command apt install. It will ask for your password if you are not a root user. And the package name. The first command I will talk about is pwd, that is print working directory. Here I am logged in as a root user, so it's showing /root, and we use cd command to change directory. Cd to go to desktop, or we use cd /desktop. We can type cd downloads. To go to downloads folder. Here, by typing ls command, we know about the folders and the directories and files in this present directory. Here we have aircrack, this beside logs, downloads folder, documents folder. So suppose if we are in cd documents folder, now if we type ls, then it will show all the files and folders in document folder. And if we want a long list, we'll type ls la. It will give you a long list of what it previously showed. It showed download Java and it showed Wi-Fi. It has two files. One is the folder and this is a file. To make a new folder, we do mkdir new file, new folder, press enter. Now if we type ls, we'll see that our new folder has been created. Okay, similarly we can remove the folder by typing command rm remove file name, new folder, enter. To remove a directory, to remove a file, we can use this command, but to remove a directory we have to mention remove r enter, space enter. Now if you check, we don't have that file anymore, it's deleted. not the file, but sorry, the directory. We don't have the directory anymore. If we want to create a file, we can create with the command called cat. It is used to read files, and it can also used to write. But before that, I want to show you, suppose we want to know the path, so full path. So we will type echo and $path path. Here it will give you the full path. User locale has been know about a command, know about a file. We'll type which and the file name. Suppose ls is a command, so it will help to locate the part of this command in this file. If you type cd, and it will go to one step behind. If you type pwd, print working directory, and if we type the command who am I, it will tell you that I am a root. If I am a normal user, it will tell you the username. Now we can type clear to clear the screen. How to display and modify text files. The cat file command reads a file and display its contents on the terminal. We will use echo command to write something in a file. Suppose let's go to a folder, desktop, cd now we are in the desktop folder, ls. It will show all the folders and files. All the files will be in white color and the folders will be in blue color. Sand, you can see this file sand here. This is sand folder. This is shared folder. This is student file, and this rock.txt is a file, text file. You can see it clearly. And if we want to type long list, ls la, then you can see the permissions and the file. For this file rock.txt, it has only read and write permission. It doesn't have execute permission. And for the other users and guests, for group and guest, has only read permission. So now we will try to create a file in desktop with the help of a command called echo, echo, echo. We'll type Kali Linux is the best. So after that we will give a path to where, that means it will store kali.txt, store as a text file in the present directory. We are in desktop, so it will echo Kali Linux is the best in a file called kali.txt. So if we press enter, so you can see here it is a Kali text has been created. This file is created, and we can double click to check its content. You can see here Kali Linux is the best. So we'll just close this file, and if we want to add something, if you want to check the file content of the file without opening, just we want to check it in this terminal itself, we will use the command cat and then the file name kali.txt. then we can check the content of the file without opening it in the terminal. And if we want to add something to the file, then we will type echo we will add Kali is my favorite. And just write Kali. We can write anything actually. We'll write Kali is number 1. Okay, we'll just then we have to give the path, but if we give a single, it will be written in a new file, or it will be replaced. But if we type this twice and then write the Kali file kali.txt, then we can check cat kali.txt. it has been added. Like you can see, it is added just below what we have written previously. Same thing we can check by going to the file. So now suppose we want to search something within a file, we will use a command called find. Clear the screen, clear. Suppose we want to find the hosts, so we'll type command find etc name hosts, so it will give you the location. And if we want to add something to this file, then we can add or rename, but we should have the permission actually. So now we will be using a command called suppose we want to check all the commands. Clear. We want to check commands by starting with the letter A. We'll type A and then press tab twice. So after that it says that display all 245 possibilities. I'll type Y, yes. So if I enlarge, you can see all 245 possibilities, all the commands starting from A, apt, ab, these are all the commands. So if we want to know about these commands, suppose ls, we used a command called ls, or we use a command called cat. So we know, if we want to know about ls, we'll type ls help. So it will give you about all the options and switches that can be used with L. We use ls la, but you can use ls a for all. If you use a switch, do not ignore entry starting with, and if we use other switch, you can use, you can read all about this command and its switches. So here L, we use ls la. L means use a long listing format, la, and then we used a means all. Do not ignore entries starting with. So if we type ls -la, it will give you a long list, and if you want to know about cat command, type cat help, then it will give you all the cat options. A for show all, S, T. Likewise, you can check against each command. Cat, ls, rm, even remove rm command, mkdir command, mkdir. We use this command. So if we type mkdir help help, so you can check, and we used rm command to remove, so rm help, you can use all this. We use rmr, remove r, to remove directories and their contents recursively. And if you type rmv verbose, explains what is being done. Clear. Now we will talk about other commands. We can also check ping to check whether a host or IP address is alive and communicating. For that, if you type ping google.com, it will start pinging and giving you replies. That means this host, this website, this IP address is alive and communicating. To stop this, we type Ctrl+C and then clear, to clear the screen. Type ls la. So this is the owner, this is user. You can see users here, owner, group owner, and other. The owner will be symbolized by U as in user, and in its group, owner group will be symbolized as G as in group, and other will be symbolized as other, O. And there are three types of write, that is read, write, and execute. Here you can see R. RWRR, that means R symbolizes read, and W symbolizes write, and X symbolizes execute. We can use commands like chgrp group file to change the group file, changing user and group. Similarly, we can use chmod and then the permissions to change the permissions, managing writes, managing process. ps command shows the process PID command bash ps. And suppose we want to check the free space, we type free free. Here we can check the free space that is used. id command, disk free space we can check with df, and then we can check id. The command id displays the identity of the user running the sessions along with the list of groups they belong to. For example, id, if you type id, it will give you user id is equal to 0, that is root, and gid is also root, and groups 0, that is also root. So in this session I am the only user, so I am a root user logged in as a root, so it is showing like this. And the command uname will give information about the system. Uname, it says that this is a Linux, and if you type uname -a, it will give you Linux. Ethical hacker user, the computer name, and this distribution, and its operating system version x86 64-bit or 32-bit, it will show here. And if you want to discover the hardware, we will use the command lspci and lsusb. lsusb to check the universal serial bus, and to check lspci, it will display the hardware. You can read this for more details, and then we will be learning about the groups, how to change permission, give permission to a file. For that, chown option, change the owner and or group of each file to owner and or group. So if you want to change the owner, it is used I mean to say, like this command is used, and chmod help. So change the mode of each file to mode. Changes verbose, silent, recursive, this switch can be used. chmod and chgroup help. changes the group of each file to group. U for user, G for group, O for other. So you can give permission, read, write, execute, or whatever, like according to your, for instance, chmod 754 file name command will set the write as read, write, execute, because suppose this is we have files SAN, shared, student, example. So if we check ls la, sometimes we don't have permissions, like you are logged in as a user and you don't have all the permissions. So as a root user you can assign permission to a different user in your network that is logged in. So you can give permission of certain files. Suppose in this that we have created kali.txt, the root user has all the read and write permission, it doesn't have execute permission. Chmod, if you want to give permission read, write and execute, we'll type 7 and then 5 and then 4 and then file name called kli. Suppose we have a .shell command that cannot be executed without giving a permission execute. So in that case we have to give permissions. Here if we want to give read, write, execute permission to this file kli.txt, we'll type chmod 754 kali.txt. Now if you check ls la, then the color is changed. That means now it has read, write, execute permission. The octal number representing associated each write with a value: 4 for read, 2 for write and 1 for execute. I'll just show you roughly. It's not a command, but if you want read, write, execute, so 4 for read, 2 for write and 1 for execute. So if you want to give permission read, write, execute for the group, then we will choose the number 7, because 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 means it has all the permission: read, write, execute. And if we want to give only write and execute to other users, then we will use 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. Or if we want to give read and write permission and not execute, then we will give 4 plus 2, 5, 5, 5, 5. This will make you more clear. If we type chmod 7, 5, 4, then it will give the root user all the permission: read, write, execute, and the group user will have 5, that is 5 means 4 and 1 is 5, that is 4 is read and 1 is execute. That means 4 plus 1 is 5, that is read permission and execute permission. And at last here it is 4, that means only read permission. So the command chmod 754 file command will set the following rights: read, write, execute for the owner, since 7 is equal to 4 plus 2 plus 1, that is it has all, and read and execute for the group, since 5 is equal to 4 plus 1, and read only for others. Others will have only read only permission. The 0 means no write, thus chmod 600 will be no write. Like file allows for read and write permission for the owner and no writes for anyone else. For example, chmod, if you want to give chmod 600, that means 4 plus 1, 5, 6, 7, 4 plus 2 is 6. It has read and write permission. The root user permission is read, write, execute. Group user is write and execute, and other user is only write permission here in kali.txt file. So if we type chmod kali.txt, now if we check ls, la, now you can see different permissions. Kali, the root user, now has only read and write permission, and group user and other users will have no permission, because we have mentioned 600 will give you with no permission at all. Similarly, we can use a different combination. As we know, number 4 is for read, number 2 for write, and 1 for execute, and we can use this combination and give permission to different users. And if you get 777, that is dangerous, giving all the permission to everyone. Read, write, execute to root, read, write, execute to group users, and read, write, execute to other users. We talk about changing directory, deleting directory, creating a directory, how to write into a file with the echo command, and then cat to read the content of the file. We can also edit with nano and gedit. Suppose we have a file called root.txt. We have to be in the same directory. Now we are in desktop. Gedit root.txt, so we can edit, or else we can type nano root.txt to change to edit this file. We can write anything by typing the right arrow. This is a new line, and if you want to save this, Control O to write out, Control O, and then press enter. Wrote 2 lines. Now we will Control X to exit. Now if we type nano root.txt, can check that we have this new line inserted. Control X to exit. So we used ls/la to print out long list. We used a command called pwd to print your working directory, and talked about Linux files system structure. The bin/bin this file contains all the commands binary file that have to be available when the system is booted in a single user mode. And similarly /bin/boot folder contains boot files, and /deb pseudo file system that contains entries for hardware device for programs to access, /etc etc file is configuration file related to the operating system and system services. Home, the directory contains the user home directory. /lib library files that contain share codes and function that any program can be used. /opt option third party software is loaded when you install Kali Linux packages, and if you want to install some third party softwares, then if you go to cd opt, then here all the third party like Google, Skype for Linux, TeamViewer, Tit, these are all third party application that can be found in this folder. And proc folder pseudonym that has directories containing file related to running processes, including memory map, the command line used to run the program, and other essential system information related to the program. /root, the home directory of the root user, has been system binary that also need to be available in a single user mode. And there is a temp and user. Temp is a temporary file. If you go to temp cd, here you can find all the temporary files. And user, read on only user data, user folder var/var. Here in this folder you can find variable data including state information about running process, log files, running data, and other temporary files. I will just clear the screen, clear. To go back, cd, enter. Then we talk about process manager. By typing ps we can check the processes. If you want to check the process listing, we can use a top command. These are the process listings. User and resource time command. Here you can check for processes, unwanted process. If you have any unwanted process, you can kill the process. You have to mention the process ID if you want to kill a process. Stop a process. Control C. Kill L will give you the signals of your system. Suppose there is a process called Firefox and you want to kill it, so use the command kill process ID. You have to mention the process ID and then the file name Firefox. Press enter to kill it. apt update to update the local package database. apt will tell you whether you have updates to what you have installed, and apt upgrade to the latest. And if you want to install a certain package, then apt install package name. If you want to remove a package, apt remove package name. This is the command to add apt install the package name, or if you want to remove, apt remove package name. Suppose you want to apt remove ping, you want to remove ping, you can remove it, but don't remove because you need ping. And apt going to search for certain package, so we will type apt cache search sshd. Battery is full. You can check dpkg help for all the commands. We can use dpkg I to install .dev file name, any .dev file, unpack.dev. To remove we use R, dpkg R package name, and just don't be confused, try to read all this. To get the list of all the software packages installed, we use this command dpkg -list. We have this command zero trace, then acl add user. Add user is add and remove user and groups. Add user, we can add a user, we can add a group. aircrack ng wireless web tools, you can check all apt. We use the command apt is command line package manager. These are all the commands, list of commands of Debian packages. Similarly, if you want to install something extra, then you can install dpkg-. Suppose we want to install Skype here, so we have to install the Debian based Linux for Debian, Skype file for Debian, that will be skype.deb ending with extension .deb. So we can install dpkg-i skype.dev deb to install the file Skype or any file. And suppose we want to know about the logs, log management. Suppose what is going on, and if there is any error, how the program is functioning. We have to check logs of any Linux system. We can use it. We can see a log of any Linux system by using syslog file, by going to the file syslog. And for Kali Linux, we can see a file called rsyslog that is installed by default. To var -log, we can check here a dpkg log, daemon log, user log, virtualbox setup log, and syslog. The video is getting longer. I'll just end the video. And you can check about the application, different application, information gathering application. You can know about Dimitri, iScan, Multigo, Net Discovery, Nmap, Recon NG, vulnerability analysis. The first step is information gathering, and then we use these tools, and then vulnerability analysis to check any loopholes. We use Nikto in servers, Nmap to find open ports, and then vulnerabilities, and we can use Nessus for Windows Server, Unix tools, and we can check web application analysis. These are tools: Burp Suite, Comics, HTTrack, Paros, Skipfish, SQL Map, database assessment, password attack, wireless attack, reverse engineering. These are the tools. So I'll just end the video now. Thanks for watching. I'll come up with a third lesson where we can install other VirtualBox, like Kali Linux we have already installed. Then we can install Android, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows Server, Windows 12, Ubuntu, Windows XP machine. And then we can use Metasploitable 2 for testing our Metasploit exploits and the skills to check vulnerabilities in Metasploitable 2. There is DEM vulnerable web application, and we can check any type of top 10 OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities here. So that is coming after few lessons, but now we will talk about installing other operating systems so that we can test our skills in a virtual environment. Thanks for watching, guys.